Well, the North is trying to advance political unity. The North is trying to advance political inclusion. That whosoever is the president of Nigeria is the president of everybody. You're not the president for the North, you're not president for the South, you're not president for Igbo or for Yoruba or for Hausa or for Fulani, you're the president of every Nigerian citizen. That's what North want to advance, and that's what we believe in. Unlike today, with Tinubu's administration, he has proven to be anti-North, anti-poor man. And look at the budget and go through the budget lines of the Ministry of Works, for example. You put up a project of 13 trillion naira in one place. What did you put in the entire North? Next to nothing. How do you run a country like that? And how do you want people to be happy? You see, the fact that someone live in suspicion, someone live in fear, it is enough to stop him from going to bed. Suspicion is enough. And look at the insecurity in the North today. The resurgence of insecurity. It is so bad. So the North is trying to bring up a coalition that can work for Nigeria. Someone will ask of Buhari, look at the Buhari's appointment. Minister of Works, from where? From the South. Governor Central Bank, from where? From the South, an Igbo man. So he distributed these things. Look at what is happening today in Tinubu's regime. We feel, and we strongly feel that he doesn't love the North, even though the North gave him 63.4% of his vote. 63.4% of Buhari's vote came from the North. How is it treated? It was very bad. But that's not the case. The case about Nigeria. And the Arewa are coming together in collaboration with our brothers in the Southeast, in the South, and the Southwest are coming together to see how we can unseat him in 2027. And we are serious about this.
Buhari did worse thing, and the northern leader never criticized him. They were not this forthright in criticizing him. That is my worry. Our leaders or political leaders, they are never sincere whenever they want to talk. They play on the gullibility of the masses. Buhari was even cordoned off more than Tinubu, because at that time it was his age. Buhari hardly talk. Let us be sincere here. Nobody knew. In fact, Buhari said it that he did not know. I can't remember whatever they asked Buhari, and he said, I'm aware. Everything he did not know until the country almost collapsed under his watch. So why are northern leaders now making Tinubu look like as if he's the source of our problem? He may be the source, but he's not the only source. Let us call a spade here. I'm beginning to think that northern leaders are too selfish. Whenever they see a Sataner come to office, that's what they'll be doing. All the infamy Buhari committed in his 8 years, how come no northern leader stood up?
First of all, like all other governments in the history of Nigeria, in the last 2 years, the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration has scored some positive points on a number of areas, and there are problems and challenges in also a number of areas. I come from Kaduna State, which is in the northwestern part of Nigeria. Of particular urgent and important interest to us is security. Our region has been faced with banditry and terror attacks for almost over a decade. And specifically in my own state, there are parts of the states that were virtually inaccessible because they have been under the control of bandits. And this has always been the case in Niger, Katsina, Zamfara, parts of Sokoto State and Kebbi State. And as we know in the past, attacks and kidnapping, specifically on schools, and extortion of ransom was almost a daily or weekly affair. There are still challenges going on now, but I can't remember the last time when we have gotten reports where students were kidnapped and ransom were extorted. If you can remember, in my own area state, there was attack on Greenfield University, Bethel Baptist High School, even the Nigerian Defense Academy, Polytechnic in Zaria, and other southern Kaduna were all under attacks. But for now, things have calmed down. But that does not mean the security issues are virtually solved. But we can see improvement in that aspect of it. And then secondly, we have seen that the states now have more resources, which of course is been said to be part of the dividend of the rumble of subsidy, which of course Nigerians are suffering as a result of rise in cost of living. So there are clearly an evident allocation of more funds to the states, which we have been seeing in a number of places. But I can say that in security, he has scored a lot, but we still have challenges. And on matters of the economy, people are still paying through their noses, but projects are going on at the state level. And then when you pick on the area of education, we have also seen funding going to the primary and secondary schools level within our own parts of the country. And I can also say that for the first time in the history of Nigeria, we have seen some reforms which were unthinkable. And it has been in the history of any country. No leader should dare initiate or trigger reforms and expect himself to be loved and clapped by all. Reforms comes with price, with consequences, with pains and suffering. And the public view about reforms will change only when it starts bearing fruits. So as far as I'm concerned, the government in a number of areas has achieved, and there are also areas which not much has been achieved.
Can the Tinubu structure and the APC be able to withstand this political tsunami coming?
There's no tsunami coming. I think it's a storm in a teacup. I respect these people. Let me just put in the context. I respect them so well. But if you look at the political history of Nigeria, those who have not, I have campaigned for 2 presidents now. I hope you know that. So I have fair knowledge of the demography. I was chief campaign, spokesman for the Buhari and also for Tinubu, back to back. So I understand the political demography. It's impossible for you to do a coalition now to unseat the present president.
Why?
You see, there are 2 different things. Are you talking of a merger or coalition?
Or alliance.
Or alliance. They should be very clear. If it's a merger, forget it, because it is too late to start a merger now. With the process you have to go through to do a merger, get a new identity and all that, and then elections are around the corner next year, end of next year.
APC started in 2013,
the moment, no. The moment the 2011, the talks to even get to that point, the discussions, it's not
they started since last year.
No, the moment
the alliances and coalition talks.
The moment we lost the 2011 election, that same 2011, President Tinubu flew to Kaduna and met the general Buhari and said, look, we need to start working. So the discussions took a long time. We were part of the whole thing, took a long time. Back and forth. You have to call conventions on both sides for the conventions to adopt what you have decided and all of that. It's a long process. So these people are not experienced enough. The president you are seeing now, he has gone through all of this. So he's just smiling and looking at all of them. He understands. Secondly, any party you build around an individual has never won a national election since 1960. Let me take you through them. You know that. No matter how popular, no matter how the mass movement, you remember Chief Awolowo with all the mass movement and all that, MPN, UPN was built around him, even AG before then. Yeah. That's why they before the action group, AG action group was around him and all that. Of course, Awolowo was like our hero in Southwest and all that. With all the popularity, he could not win a national election. The same thing with Azikiwe, MPP. He could not win a national election. This thing also came recently to Peter Obi. The Labour Party was built about was called followership, the obedient movement, and all that. People should not think that, they say he was rigged.
This is new Nigeria.
Go back to
his different Nigeria.
No, but it's the same complexities. Nobody, if you build anything, Atiku wants to build something around and say wants to be the court, it's too late in the day. He cannot. It is only, that is why you can see, and give credit, let me give PDP their flowers. The 2 biggest parties in Nigeria, and the major competitors we have, is PDP. Because this and the AS, and hold on, and the APC. No, I'm talking of national elections. And the APC. They are the 2 major parties that you can see that they are not built around anybody. They're not. Up until APC came together, the personification of ACN was the president at that time. He was leader of the ACN. And of course, the personification of CPC was Buhari at that time. Both of them tried their separate ways. In 2011, remember, we had Ribado as our candidate, Buhari here, and we all divided votes. It was when we came together and there was no personality built, nobody, the party was not built around anybody. That was when they won national elections. So I'm just telling the young ones not to waste their time. When they don't know the history of Nigeria,
Tinubu is not moved by what is going on.
We are all, well, I mean, it's a party as a whole.
Are you hearing about the quiet move?
Listen.
And the aggregation of the young Nigerian minds who are coming together quietly
to what under what platform? You must do a platform. You must have a platform. You see what made us survive?
Isn't that what they said about Labour Party?
You not see what you survived in 2023? Is because despite the storm of Labour Party and the obedient movement and all that, the structures of the APC held firm. It was the structures that took us across the bridge. Despite the Naira redesign policy that was against our party at that time and all kinds of the petroleum scarcity, all kinds of things. But at the end of the day, it was like a house built on solid rock. There was a bit of some of the roofs were left. We lost some votes here and there, like a storm that that would blow a house. Some of the windows fell off, but the foundation, it was the structures of the APC that took us across. So when people should they should not say 2027 we rig election again. No.
Welcome back, my people. Know this country every day. All these northern people with their coalition. Let me just call it a coalition because ever since we they give them power, they have not done any good thing for us. But now they are trying to they have been plotting against Tinubu just because he did not give them appointment and because of all these tax bill. Although I'm not saying that Tinubu is a nice president. Tinubu is not a good president. In fact, ever since I was born, ever since I started witnessing all these people that have been ruling this country, I've not seen a president that is as bad as this Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But what all these northern people are doing, what they are trying to do, that one it wouldn't work because we have been trying their own people and they have not been doing any good thing for us for inside this country. Why would they be coming out every time and be saying that we are going to remove this one, remove that one, just because they know their own people is not ruling? Things are not done like that. If you look at even this Dalitin that talk, if you look at the way he talks, we go know all these northern people they know to do well because this Dalitin of a man no be him. He is Tinubu supporter. Now the man will be saying no too like Tinubu. Now he just did the support Tinubu because of the way northerners they sound. They sound as if now them get this country be how we think that they try talk instead for power to go to their own side. It's better make Tinubu did that 2041 because ever since where them did the we never gain anything. If power no if you go to Peter Obi, make power come back to Tinubu. Now we see we just did it all. So make all these northern people will be they carry this matter go up, carry and come down every time. Maybe they just chill because this is not their time. Yes, we don't give them time. They no deliver. They no do any good thing for us. So I know she'll say they go feel come more Tinubu. If not, now only Peter Obi now ain't go feel deliver us more. And we pray to God that may God bring a better person that can rule this country the way we want for us. And you will see the years. Now if this is your first time, please kindly like our video, share and subscribe. Thank you.